Alright, so today we're going to talk about how to schedule your test for your Fast Forward class. Now, the first thing to remember is that this is primarily for those who use the Fast Forward or the Fantic grant. If you use SnapEd or third party to pay for this class, you may not need to pay attention to a lot of this, but you still may want to know about the testing center. If you want to pay for the test yourself, you still would want to work with them. Or if your third-party vendor wants to pay for it, or SnapEd, it's still good to know their information. So take note of that. All right, so moving forward, a few expectations of the grant is that you go to 90% of the class in order to pass it. Once you pass it, then you are going to be eligible for taking the test. Remember, we want you to take the test within 30 days of finishing the class, or if it's for CompTIA A+, 45 days, because as we know, that is 2 different tests you must sign up for and take. Alright, so here is the process. Before class is over, you will get an email from Workforce Test Center at nvcc.edu, so about a week before, and you can schedule it with the testing center 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday are their hours. Remember, at 4 p.m. they are gone for the day. They're finished. So if a test takes 2 hours, you may want to think about 2 p.m. as the latest time. If you need any special accommodations due to the Americans with Disability Act, the website is here. You would click there and work with them. Now, this first email that you get, it is going to be, so we're going to give you a few different times that you can choose from and days that you can choose from. Now, if none of those dates work, you can also request an alternate day. All right. And so we already have those days pre-set aside for you. And if you do not reply, your appointment will not be officially scheduled with Pearson VUE, which is the vendor. So keep that in mind. All right, after the class is over, once you have confirmed that, or once we know that you have passed the class, which might be a couple of days after the class has finished, because the teacher needs to do some processing, we need to do some stuff on our end, you will get confirmation of your appointment from Pearson VUE if you have confirmed that reservation. All right, so once you get that email too, please review it very, very carefully. There will be lots of information about what kind of IDs you can bring in, some of the things you need to remember, like no cell phones in the testing center. Please read every word of that email you get from Pearson VUE. So the first email you get will be to reserve a date or request a different date. The next email is that you must, is from Pearson VUE. Please read all that for details. Remember, after the class has finished and you have taken the test, you may possibly be able to continue with another class. It might be necessary to pass that certification test and move forward, depending on your situation. Alright, so if you need to reschedule for any reason, the instructions will be in the confirmation email from Pearson VUE. Remember, their information is here, phone number and the times in which they can answer it. 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Remember, that is 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. for us here on the East Coast. All right, if you schedule a test at a different test location offering different hours for any reason, please email us to keep us in the loop. Everything is grant funded. We must maintain a lot of data about the grant, so please let us know where you're taking it and how you do with the test as you go along, if you must do that. But we highly prefer that you use our center in Woodbridge at some of the preset days and times. All right, these vouchers, they do have an expiration date, so you must take it within a certain time frame, so very important to know that as well. Let's see here. There's still the expectation that you take the test within 30 days of the class ending, or 45 days for A+. Alright, so after the test day, if an exam retake is needed, students earning a credential by passing a retake exam are asked to submit evidence to Workforce Test Center at nvcc.edu in order to add the credential to your records. So please let us know how you do. Students are responsible for purchasing any retake exams, but you can get a voucher here, and you could get a discount for it as well with your .edu email address, which you in fact have as a Nova Workforce student. If you're not sure what that is, you can contact a counselor, contact the teacher. We can figure out what that is if you need it. Cisco exams, of course, can be purchased here. All right, here are the contact information. So I am Mike. I'm a workforce counselor. This is Jen. Here are our numbers. This email address is the best way to reach us because there's just a large volume of students out there, and this email goes to both of us. Testing questions for the Workforce Test Center, please go here, Workforce Test Center at nvcc.edu. All right, thank you.